Sharpteeth, the bloodthirsty monsters we always see chasing Littlefoot and the gang in the Land Before Time franchise. Those gluttonous monsters, how dare they try to eat Littlefoot and his friends, even when Littlefoot's almost always the one who ends up in their territory. How dare they try to eat even after being born into a desolate wasteland with little to no food. If you couldn't tell, that was sarcasm. Could you imagine being born into this, with little to no prey sources available, and then some brats wander into basically your backyard and then call you a savage for wanting a meal? Although, to be fair, no matter what the context is, if something's chasing you and wants to eat you, you wouldn't really care about its background. Anyway, we're going to be taking a look at the miserable lives most Sharpteeth experience while living in the mysterious beyond. The Land Before Time is a childhood classic for most who are into anything prehistoric. With multiple movies and even a series, it brings back nostalgia for most of us. The main cast is Littlefoot and his friends Sarah, Ducky, Spike and Petrie. They live a life of bliss in the Great Valley, with this large landmass of forest and shrub, with fruits and sweet leaves galore. No one in the valley has to ever wonder about what their next meal will be. Quite the opposite to the living place of the franchise's villain, the Sharpteeth. These are almost any type of theropod, although they are crocodiliforms and marine reptiles that always fall under the Sharptooth category. Basically, anything that eats meat is a Sharptooth. Most of them we see live in the mysterious beyond, and all I have to say is yikes, this place looks worse than the Outlands and the Lion King. No wonder anytime they see a herbivore, no matter how small or large, they go berserk. This is what most Sharpteeth grow up in, with some exceptions such as Chomper's parents and the Giganotosaurus. Almost all of these different theropods, however, live in this endless wasteland, which would increase the competition for food. Some, like the Spinosaurus, which is supposed to be a piscivore, that's supposed to be around lakes and rivers, instead inhabits baked earth with little water available. While the mysterious beyond is very large in size, with so many carnivores in the same landmass, confrontation is bound to happen. And similar to modern predators, they would likely try to take each other out, similar to how tigers and lions take out leopards and hyenas. From the moment a Sharptooth is born, it would immediately have to fight for survival. Now, like I say, there is always an exception, like that one episode where we see the mother Sharptooth care and love her offspring equally. But to be honest, they're probably going to be weeded out soon. Similar to many other predators we see today, siblings may try to weaken or eliminate the younger ones to better their chances of being fed more or being the parent's top priority. And since theropods are basically birds, it would make sense, since in modern raptors and even in shoebill storks, the larger or older chick or chicks bully the younger one and the parents do nothing to stop it. So the weaker one dies from either neglect or starvation. Now this would be much more intensified if you're born into an area as rough as the mysterious beyond. And let's not forget predation from other Sharptooth, because that's basically eliminating future competition and even a free meal, like what leopards do to lion cubs. I mean, there's a reason Chomper is an only child, since it's almost certain that T-Rex laid more than one egg. More than likely his siblings were picked off by predators. But that one baby of, I don't know what dinosaur this is to be honest, a acro or something, this baby is also alone, but there is a good chance this one was the strongest of the clutch and killed the others for food or competition, with such little resources available. Now in contrast, most of the dinosaurs born in the Great Valley have none of these problems to worry about. The only thing they really have to worry about is probably dying of a sickness. Now Littlefoot and his generation may be the exception, since that doesn't really look like the Great Valley, I know. Since we'll see Littlefoot almost get swiped up by an Ornitholestes or something as an egg, and them not having to wander that far to find a Sharptooth. But in this Great Valley, no baby has to worry about anything. There are few mutual correlations between the Sharptooth, like Redclaw and his two minions, since they work together to find food, with Screech and Thud being speed and Redclaw acting as the muscle. There's also this scene where two different Tyrannosaurs team up to try and take down a sauropod. But for the most part, it's an eat or be eaten world for the Sharpteeth. We even see a group of Dromaeosaurs running from a larger theropod, which means that the smaller predators are viewed as food for the larger ones with so little herbivores in the area. The only strange thing is that they don't really look that emaciated, but that's probably for the children, since I don't think a bunch of starved, sickly looking theropods would do well in a kids show. Most of their lives are lived in an almost constant state of hunger. I wouldn't be surprised if some of the parents ate their own offspring in very desperate times, to better their odds of survival. This constant hunger would finally give us some reason as to why even the largest of Sharpteeth would chase down such tiny prey like Littlefoot. To be fair, those brats are almost always the ones who enter their territory for mostly stupid reasons. We see large ones like the Spinosaurus, who's at least 7 tons, chase Petrie and Guido, I hope I didn't butcher the name, who are even smaller than Littlefoot, and they are flying. The Spinosaurus is expending so much energy, breaking rocks in its path and making sharp turns at high speeds just to get the prey that probably wouldn't even replenish half the calories it just burnt trying to catch them. You may think that's ridiculous, but let me break it down for you in a scenario. Imagine you are in a desert or a wasteland. You haven't eaten anything for days. Then you see like 3 or 4 chicken nuggets, but they can run with the power of magic or something, I don't know. Anyway, those 3 pieces of nuggets would probably just grant you a couple of hours more survival, so you give chase. But they can run and are agile. Now you've been chasing these things for a while now, and you've already burned enough calories that wouldn't be replenished from eating them. But the hunger still pushed you on. The thought of any meal after days of starving is just too good to miss. But then due to plot armor they find a hole and dive in where you can't follow. That would be a valid crash out for anyone. This is what most of the Sharpteeth have to go through on a daily basis. It's not that they're just killing machines that want to slaughter everything in sight, because if they don't eat, they die, and they have to eat meat. It's just the way they are. Although, the Sharptooth that attacked Littlefoot's mom is a bit more ravenous than the rest. Like, this dude went over and beyond for not just Littlefoot's mom, but for the young dinosaurs as well. To be fair, Littlefoot or one of his friends did injure its eye, so yeah. Now, like I said, I'm not going to say it's wrong for the herbivores to call the Sharpteeth monster, since no matter how sad of a backstory the Sharpteeth have, you wouldn't feel sympathetic towards something that's trying to eat you. With that said, I still think the show depicts them as mindless killing machines, while in reality the poor things are just trying their hardest to survive each day, on the constant search to tame their hunger. So that's a recap of the sad lives of the Sharptooth in the land before time. Creatures that have to fight to survive the moment they emerge from the egg. That'll just about bring us to the end of this video. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button, since it really does help in the algorithm and allows me to continue making content like this for you guys. And hit the notification bell so you don't miss an update. With that said, I'll see you guys in the next video.